What's up, everyone? Brandon here. I'm joined by a very special guest, George Fan. You might know him best as the creator of Plants vs. Zombies. George, thanks for joining me.
It's great to be here.
So what's, I mean, tell me, everyone I think is familiar. If you live on planet Earth, you've seen Plants vs. Zombies, right? So it's got that really easy to pick up puzzle mechanic. But tell me, how does Octogeddon sort of get rolling?
Okay, so first of all, we have to know why he's doing what he's doing, and that's because you're this giant mutant octopus. You're like Godzilla size,
Sure.
and something pisses you off.
Okay.
And therefore, you've decided that you're just going to destroy the entire world, all of
civilization.
humanity.
Yeah.
And this is what we're seeing right now is him. He's got to traverse from his ocean layer, his underground ocean layer,
Okay.
into New York City. That's his first stop, and his goal is to.
I mean, he's starting strong.
He's just bent on. For now he just wants to destroy the Statue of Liberty right now.
Gotcha. All right.
And
So
how
how does it work?
So what you're seeing here is it's like just like in Plants vs Zombies, just like in all my games, I like to start things off really basic, just so like it's kind of like this. We have a new game here, so we're trying to ease the players into it. It's an action-oriented game. It's a little bit of defense. And all you're doing is you have these two tentacles right now, and it's really simple controls. You're just clicking left or clicking right, and that rotates you left and right. And a lot of times you're trying to line up both your tentacles to because things are coming at you from both sides.
Right,
So you gotta line them up.
So you have to put a tentacle between you and whatever's coming at you.
Exactly.
I see.
And
then there are different classes of these submarines, it looks like.
There's what we're seeing here is these are speedy submarines, so they're a little tricky to deal with.
Sure.
And then here's your basic submarine, and all the while you're getting coins. You can see those on the bottom left of the screen.
And I'm guessing. Oh, whoa! What just happened here?
So after you complete every level, you get a new DNA reward. So we started off just having basic tentacles, but now you'll notice that first of all you can actually pay money to add extra tentacles.
Grow another arm.
Right. And then
all right.
And then we just got that lobster DNA.
So now you can affix your new.
Yes.
Your new
so
DNA.
Say like I want to put a lobster here. We could do that.
Okay.
And then
I like it.
Let's just go to four tentacles.
Okay.
And
I
think I can afford 2 snakes, so I like putting them there and there.
Oh,
and now we're ready to rock. So
crazy.
let's just see what these new upgrades afford us. We can destroy submarines with much greater ease and precision. And
so as you go through the game, are they automatically firing, or are you firing for
all your weapons automatically fire? The controls just all you do for controls
all you're
are
doing is
left
turning.
and right. Yeah, everything's on auto attack.
That's
and
super
so
intuitive.
we just got these snakes, which they let you. You'll notice they let you shoot a little bit further than the tentacles.
So you got a little bit of a projectile there, yeah.
Yeah, it gives you range, and then what the lobster is cool for is it does a whole lot of damage with each clack.
Yeah, it looks that way. I mean,
Yeah.
well, to be fair, it's huge too.
Yeah.
So.
And here's a little tidbit I like to say. So we were looking for a lobster sound for that clack.
Yeah.
It's actually those movies when they yell cut and they have that movie clacker. That's
Really?
actually what that is. Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
It just works. But yeah, we introduced these dark blue giant subs. You see one coming in from the bottom of the screen, and I just botched that. But there's
I mean,
the
it looks like
lobster's
it gets
really
pretty
great
hectic.
against those
Yeah.
because those take a lot. Those have a lot of hit points, and the lobster's just like the thing we give you to say, okay,
This is what you do to take it out. Yeah.
yeah. In this game, we like to give you a new enemy to encounter, and then
A new way to deal with it.
Yep.
But it's pretty expensive, right? Like, so you're collecting these coins, but the new DNA stuff that you're going to unlock every level is going to be, I would imagine, more and more expensive each time.
Yep. It all depends on like how powerful the limb is. It correlates to how expensive it is. So
Gotcha.
a lot of times you're gonna want to early on, like buy inexpensive things to like just get you through levels.
Yeah.
But eventually you'll be saving up for instance, one of the things we give you is just a powered up version of that snake. It's called the Cobra.
Oh.
And it just shoots twice as fast.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And that one's like 500 compared to the 100 for the snake.
Roughly how many DNA upgrades are you shooting for?
In the 40 range.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
so many arms.
You're gonna be able to customize your octopus like all kinds of ridiculous.
That's cool.
Like and we're just starting to see what kinds of crazy things you can outfit. Like, for instance, we just got snail DNA.
Yeah.
And what that does
it's
is
basically a shield, yeah?
It blocks one hit for you. It's a shield, and you get to look cool like this.
Oh, so it doesn't go on a limb. It goes on your head.
It's actually one of many helmets you can upgrade into.
So you get like one free hit per level, and then it falls off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so we have varying levels of... Yeah. It's like hats, you can't go wrong with hats.
You know what it reminds me of right now? Is like when you're playing an
lost.
MMORPG and a new expansion comes out, and you go and level up really quick and get all this new gear, like it does not match whatsoever. Like you're wearing a sombrero and a poncho and then some rain boots.
It's really jarring. It doesn't. Yeah. That's everything in this game does not match whatsoever, and that's what we're hoping for.
It's awesome.
We just want you to like be playing and then look at your octopus from once in a while and go like, this is just complete ridiculousness. Like,
I mean, it seems like you're going to get to a point where you kind of have to replay levels with different combinations in order to kind of figure it out and crack the code, right?
Every time you start a level for the first time, you're kind of like, getting the lay of the land. You're kind of saying, well, okay, what kind of enemies are they throwing at me? And then with every it's kind of a strategy game in that way. Like you're figuring out what you need, and then you can go back to that lab where you can equip yourself with even better things, and you can upgrade and equip to the occasion. You're like, okay, I just got destroyed by this crazy this spawner fish, which spawns little guys. What do I need against this? And that's kind of what we're going for with this game.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a good job right now. So.
Oh yeah, I've beat this guy plenty of times. So I just wasted him. Yep.
Nice.
So that was our first mini boss.
Okay, cool. And like sort of every couple levels you see a mini boss.
Yeah.
And then I imagine the main boss is somewhere near the Statue of Liberty in this particular level.
Yep. We're gonna see him when he's the guardian of the Statue of Liberty. Like,
oh.
So you're fighting against all the governments of the world, and they're all banding together to try to stop you from destroying everything.
So some government made that mechanical fish.
Yes.
Which government?
Well, right now you're headed to New York, so it's probably our
the US
government. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some designer decided to add a bit of flair to his. Like, it's not just fully functional. They actually made it look like a fish and look kind of cool.
Oh, I mean, it has to blend in, right?
It's
active camouflage. Okay.
So here's
what's
something
happening
different here? So we made it onto land, and our goal is still to. So it becomes like it's the same controls.
Yeah.
You're rotating left and right, but now you can roll as you rotate right, and you can roll left as you rotate left.
But I mean, you don't have enemies coming from below, at least not yet, right? But you now lose. Essentially, you lose the functionality in two of your arms.
Yeah, it's a little trickier to aim now because you're rolling at the same time. But you're right. You do have one fewer dimension to deal with. You don't have to worry about things coming at you from the bottom.
Yeah, that's really cool because, I mean, if I'm looking at it right now, like you want to use the Cobra as much as possible, but that puts your lobster claw sort of near the ground where it's not useful at all. So it looks like placement of your arms really, really come in handy, or it's really important to place them correctly on these land segments.
Yeah, we're hoping that there's all kinds of arguments about, what's the best, do I want the two powerful arms together, or do I want them equal on like balanced on either side so I can cover more ground?
Yeah, I mean, because you do have to roll, right? So you have those. If you stack all your stuff on one side, that side effectively is going to be useless at some point because you have to move. Exactly. That's cool.
Yep. And this level we introduced these hot air balloons that are like nuclear powered or something, and then here's something like
you have a DNA.
We have a building that gives you DNA because we were really subtle about it at first, and we just kept having to get more and more obvious. So we just wrote DNA.
Was it like just like a standard like laboratory at first?
Yep, we tried that. People weren't getting the idea. And
is it an office building or?
It's a DNA office.
Yeah.
And so you blow this building up, and then naturally you get your next reward out of it, which is...
Man, that building can take a beating.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to power up, I think, to... So, yeah, this is the next thing you get. And this will help me beat up buildings better.
Oh, Porcupine.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I love this guy. So.
Oh, it's... right off the bat, I'm thinking it's kind of like a little shotgun.
Yeah, it's like spread weapon in old school Contra.
Yeah.
Like it actually shoots three three spines or three quills, and the quills go pretty long distance. So it's like not only is it it could do a lot of damage like when you're really up close, just like old school spread, and it kind of covers a lot of ground, and yeah, it's just all around awesome.
That's really cool. Man, I mean, what was it like inventing all this stuff? Just sitting around thinking like what each arm should be and what it should do. Did you start with the functionality of the arm, or did you start with the aesthetic?
So I'd say 80% of the time we start with functionality, and we just try to come up with something that just
meets it. Yeah.
Yeah, fits that really
like
well.
you
and
needed
then,
a shotgun, so you went with a porcupine, which I probably wouldn't have made that leap.
yeah, and then I think that's how that one came about. Like
Yeah.
we were like, what can we what makes sense to do kind of like a spread shot, and 20% of the time we go the other way around where we say,
Yeah.
oh, we just
I really
we
want
would
to
love to see
one of those big Acme magnets. And, yeah,
So-
and then you figure out how to make it work from there.
Yeah, exactly. So we like, for instance, one point we decided, oh, I just want to see this octopus with a T-Rex arm. So we work backward from there. We're like, what would a T-Rex do?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds about right. So I mean, you guys, when are you shooting to have this out?
We're saying early
Early
next
2017?
year. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not too far off.
Yeah. I'd say what you're seeing now is like pretty close to done.
Okay. So this isn't final though?
No, this isn't final. There's still a lot of like I like to put a lot of polish on my games, and
Yeah.
there's still a lot of balancing to do.
Okay.
But
the music?
the music is this is actually placeholder. We're getting some really awesome musician to do our soundtrack.
Oh, awesome.
And this music is actually placeholder. Remember I talked about that first game jam I did?
Yeah.
Like you have to do everything yourself, so you have to make the music, program,
so you
and do
made
the
like
art. So I
chiptune beats?
I
and
just
all
made
that?
chiptune beats because it's really quick to do.
Oh, this seems... Ooh, an extra limb. Oh, so at some point you have to upgrade DNA to get another limb.
Exactly. Yeah, you start with the ability to do 5, and then you eventually go up to you eventually keep getting more and more until you can go up to the full 8.
Right.
And that's true Octogeddon right there.
True Octogeddon.
And so we're getting really close to the Statue of Liberty. This is
Yeah,
actually the
I'm really
level.
curious to see like what happens once you reach there.
So
This is each sort of like overarching level has multiple stages in it, yeah?
yep. The game consists of right now we have 5 different cities we're planning on taking you to, and each one kind of has its own set of enemies, and you keep unlocking more and more different wild crazy weapons.
I love the image of you just rolling against this building.
Yeah, that never gets old. That's
Yeah.
just always a good time. So this is the new enemy we introduced. It's like a nuclear tanker.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to pay a little bit of attention to it, like while it's blowing up.
Right.
You kind of have to make sure you're not too close to it. It's like a tiny gameplay beat that you can experience. All right, so
We're getting there.
here we go. Gigantic enemies.
So this
approaching.
is like one of the official bosses,
Yes.
right? Oh my god.
This is the first boss. And
This guy.
he's got a giant meat tenderizer because why not?
Yeah, why not?
And
Knives.
just like a lot of classic games, you kind of like his eye is the weak point, so we gave him a little eyeball.
Also, it has like telegraphed landing areas for those knives.
Yeah,
like
they tell you like he
older
likes to
games.
tell you where he's gonna throw just because I like telegraphed attacks in games. It's
Yeah.
just like it feels like a lot. It feels a lot better when you can react to
Yeah,
things, you know?
yeah. I mean, I'm getting like kind of Metal Slug vibes.
Exactly. Yeah, Metal Slug is one of
Oh.
my favorites. Ow!
You lost your helmet.
Right in the helmet. And then we like this guy a lot because he's actually butcher themed, so he's got like a metal apron and
and a chef's hat on
yeah,
the back.
exactly.
That's pretty cool. I mean, you would think the U.S. could figure out like maybe a more menacing looking kind of machine, but
Oh no, but a meat tenderizer is pretty scary.
yeah,
for,
you know what?
for
You
an
do have a
octopus.
point there. It's got a bunch of cleavers on
Yeah.
the back and a meat tenderizer on the front.
All right, so I think we did it.
You got him. Aw. And now it goes to sleep.
Kabloom. And then someone likened this part to kind of like the Street Fighter
Yeah,
game where
yeah.
you just get to whale on the car.
Yeah. It's
So
cool.
This
like
is
it
kind of
kind
like
of
a
feels
mini
like
reward here.
Metal Slug and Rampage.
Yeah, all greats,
yeah.
all things we've thoroughly researched and.
I mean, everyone's gonna have to forgive me because there's no pun intended, but like it's all that kind of rolled into one, right?
Good one.
Thanks.
Nice.
It's totally off the cuff. What is this we're looking at right now?
So after you beat every city, you get a little friend, and this is because everyone's got to have friends, right?
Yeah.
So this is a little buddy you can get, and you're like, what does he do? So it's the same kind of controls except now we introduced left rotate and then right rotate, and now you can press both at once to do a third thing. And this is kind of like,
oh wow.
yeah. So he's kind of like your get out of jail card.
So is this like kind of a mini game?
Yeah, this is a mini game right there, and we'll skip through that real quick. But just to show you, like we can. When you start a new level, you'll notice that the buddy is kind of hanging out with you now.
Yeah.
So you played a mini game with him, and then he's kind of like an extra attack you can do now. So if you're like in a bind and you want to get rid of all these, you can press both.
Okay.
You can press both buttons at once, and he'll like puff up, and then he'll be tired for a little bit, and then once he's recovered, you can do it again.
Awesome.
So it's another little thing we add. We were just slowly layering more and more elements on.
It seems like there's something to unlock every single time.
Yeah, and then I think we'll end with this really cool, just a little preview of the chicken, because I think that's awesome. So this chicken's really cool because he can shoot eggs, and the eggs explode and they do splash damage.
Oh, that's
cool. And we're gonna have swarms of enemies later where like the splash damage is really, really important. So
oh, you died.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Is that a good place to stop?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
Hey, man, thank you so much for showing off Octogeddon.
It was a blast.
Kind of insane.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
But it looks like fun. Man, I can't wait
Awesome.
to try it. So, PC?
Yep, we're releasing on Steam.
It's coming to Steam early 2017.
Yep, that's the plan.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping by.
Thanks so much.
Hey, that was Octogeddon. If you liked what you saw, you can find more of it right here on IGN.